When I was 18 years old, I was skinny, and I knew the way to change my life was a body transformation from that skinny kid to an aesthetic athlete. But when I was looking for information, there wasn't just one video that gave me everything I needed to make this body and life transformation, which is why I'm making this complete guide from going to skinny to an aesthetic athlete. An aesthetic athlete is defined by that B taper that's not too excessive, so not like a bodybuilder, which in turn leads to great performance. An aesthetic athlete is physically capable in terms of their appearance and their performance. And in order to get both of these, you're not gonna be doing box jumps or skips or jump rope. You're gonna be in the weight room. So you need a proper weightlifting program, which I do in my Ultimate Athletic Bodybuilding Academy, along with nutrition guides, a weekly call, all of that. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to check that out and work with me one-on-one. Unlike these bodybuilders online, I'm actually qualified to be writing you workout programs, and I give you the key tips when designing your own workout program. Firstly, it should only last for 4 to 6 weeks. So many people don't think they should be changing their workout programs when you need to. This allows you to get good at that workout, but not completely adapt to it. Your body's smart. If you're doing the same thing in the gym, it catches on. It'll be like, all right, I know Timmy's gonna go in the gym, hit bench for 4 sets, then incline bench for 3 sets, and when it catches on like that, you're not gonna be making progress. Additionally, it makes working out boring if you keep doing the workouts over and over and over again, which is why in all the programs I have, I refresh your workouts every month so you keep making progress and working out in the gym remains fun. If you want to go from skinny to an aesthetic athlete, you need to be working out 3 times a week minimum. And if you really want to speed up the progress, you're going to be hitting each muscle group 2-3 times per week. If you're a beginner lifter, start with just hitting the weight room 3 times a week. But once you become more intermediate, which means you've been working out for about 2 to 3 months, then transition into hitting each muscle group 2-3 times per week. To maximize muscle growth, you want to be doing 6 to 12 reps. Every strength and conditioning textbook, any gym resource you'll find will say 6 to 12 is the best for hypertrophy, and it's not because it's a magic number. If I'm doing bicep curls, my bicep doesn't be like, oh, 6 reps, all right, I'm gonna go for hypertrophy now. It's because the time under tension in the 6 to 12 rep range replicates the best for hypertrophy. However, there's research that shows that anywhere between 5 and 30 reps will elicit the same amount of muscle growth if you're training near failure. But 6 to 12 is within that range, so you might as well just do that. You wanna be doing 8 to 12 sets per muscle group within a given workout. For example, for my bicep day, I'll typically do like 10 sets. So maybe 4 sets of bicep curl with dumbbells, 3 sets of hammer curls, and 3 sets of a cable curl. That right there is enough for biceps. I do that twice per week. I find that 12 sets is a lot of volume, so I like sticking less than that, but 12 is the absolute maximum I do for a muscle group in a given workout. And you wanna make sure you're training hard enough, which means at least 3 reps away from failure. I've been back and forth on how close you should be training to failure, but I find it's way riskier to not be training hard enough than training too hard. So if you're a guy who wants to train to failure because you know that means you're training hard enough, that's completely fine. But be it within at least 3. That's all you need. So those are the key points for a workout program that allow you to maximize your muscle growth. And with my athletic bodybuilding philosophy, which means training like an athlete to look and perform like an athlete, you want to be prioritizing the heavy compound lifts and train standing up whenever possible. This makes your training more functional or makes it more athletic, which will lead to a more athletic physique. So many bodybuilders will tell you to train like a bodybuilder to look like an athlete because it's faster, but that's like saying if you want to be a cricket player, just get good at baseball. Sure, a lot of the mechanics of the sports are the same, but if you want to get good at that sport, do that specific sport. If you want to look like an athlete, do athletic movements. So those are the weight training protocols to look like an aesthetic athlete in terms of your body, but how about your face? Because your face is a big part of your aesthetics, which is why you need clear skin, which is why I'm excited to have Tish Hanley as the sponsor of today's video. They provide you with all the products you need and nothing that you don't. I recommend you start with their level 1 system, which comes with all the basics. A daily face wash, an exfoliating scrub, an AM moisturizer, and a PM moisturizer. Oh, and they make it dead simple for guys like us. They provide an instruction card with each box, which tells you when to use each product, how much to use, and in what order, which seriously comes in clutch. Skincare is something I've neglected for my entire life, and now that I've started, I wish I started even sooner. But you don't even have to take my word for it. There are over 7,000 5-star reviews from happy customers around the globe. In addition to amazing skin, Tish Hanley members get tons of benefits, like 30% off the retail price, exclusive monthly deals, with free US shipping, which you can pause or cancel at any time. And because Tish Hanley is sponsoring today's video, they're giving my viewers an exclusive deal. Just click the first link in the description, the pinned comment, to get 30% off your first box and their free gift. Don't miss out on this incredible deal. Click the link and get started today. To look like you're in shape, to look like an athlete, you have to be training like one on a consistent basis. You're not gonna go into the gym once and walk out looking like Leon Edwards. It takes accumulation of time and effort to build that physique, which I get it is tough. It took me 2 years to finally get consistent in the gym, and I learned these 3 tips to help me go to the gym for the rest of my life. Set a time to go to the gym. It can be early in the morning or at night. Find a time that you can consistently go. For me, early in the morning is the absolute best. If you go at night, typically you have things during the day that give you excuses or you're tired so you don't end up going. But if you go at the very beginning of your day, you have nothing else better to do. You won't get distracted by other people. So you lock in and make yourself go. Go with a friend. I went with my twin brother, Martin Rios, who also has a YouTube channel. We were able to hold each other accountable. There were periods where he wanted to go and I didn't, but the competitiveness and the partnership was the reason we were able to keep on going. Plus, it shortens the learning curve. Learning how to lift weights, learning the right form and all the information is a mountain. So why not climb that mountain with a buddy that can push you when things get rough? And my last tip, which is huge, go to a low-key gym. I was so unconfident and so insecure in my physique that when I started going, I went to this crowded gym. So going to the gym was super scary for me. The reason I was able to go consistently was because I went to a low-key gym. It was just me, my brother, and a bunch of elderly people. So I didn't feel judged or intimidated. However, I do understand that the gym is a scary place at first, which is why I always say the gym doesn't become less scary, you become braver. Every time you go, you're taking a bigger step into building that aesthetic athlete physique for your body. Lifting weights is the easy part. Nutrition is the hard part. And unless you're obese, you should be eating in a clean bulk or a lean bulk diet. A lean bulk or a clean bulk is 200 to 300 calories over your maintenance calories. And I'll leave a link in the description where you can calculate your maintenance calories. However, I don't track calories and neither should you in terms of the long term. Just because it's not sustainable, I mean, when we were evolving as humans, do you think we had a phone to calculate how many calories we're burning off? However, I do find tracking calories important for the first week up to a month that you start lifting or you start eating to build muscle, because it allows you to develop a sixth sense, almost knowing what you need. For example, nowadays I'll be eating all day and at night I'll think, what did I eat today? And realize I didn't have enough carbs, so I'll have a carb-focused meal to finish off the day. And that all comes from me tracking calories for the first month that I was lifting weights, so I know what my body needs and how to eat to maximize muscle growth while minimizing your fat gain, which is exactly what a lean bulk diet does. And people value protein as the most important macronutrient. Don't think that way. You should be thinking protein, carbs, and fats are equally as important as each other. In terms of protein, you want between 1.5 to 2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight to gain weight according to the NSCA. However, there is some research that says anything over 1.6 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight won't lead to more muscle gain. So I'll give you a big range. Eat between 1 gram of protein to 2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. If you're just conscious of eating more, this is so easy. However, I find carbs are a lot harder to get in. The old school bodybuilders, the best athletes in the world, prioritize carbs the most. And you want to be eating between 5 and 6 grams of carbs per kilogram of body weight. And whatever else you need to hit the 200 to 300 calorie surplus will be healthy fats, the best sources in my opinion being nuts, avocados, and peanut butter. I'm telling you, peanut butter is almost like a superfood for gaining weight. And with nutrition comes supplementation. There are 7 supplements, and these are the only supplements I ever recommend. And I have 2 categories, the must-have supplements and the booster supplements. All the links for the supplements will be in the description. The 4 must-have supplements are vitamin D, magnesium, zinc, and creatine. Vitamin D and zinc are great for increasing testosterone. Magnesium is great for sleep. And creatine basically gives you more energy so you can lift harder for longer. I could go into fancy lingo on how creatine works. I've made some shorts about it, but it's unnecessary. Just know that it makes you lift hard and lift more for a longer period of time. The cheapest place to get creatine like this is on mansports.com when you use my code Mario at checkout. And 2 of the 3 booster supplements you can also get at Mansports with my code, which is a pre-workout and protein powder. I remember the first time I used pre-workout was C4, which is universally considered one of the worst ones. But when I took pre-workout for the first time, I increased my squat by 20 pounds. Caffeine literally improves muscle performance, which makes pre-workout very useful. And protein powder just makes eating protein more convenient. The reason I call these booster supplements and not must-have supplements because you can get these from your regular diet. The 4 must-have supplements, you literally need to supplement with them to get enough of them. Protein powder you can get from normal food. food, caffeine you can get from coffee, and the last booster supplement is omega-3 fatty acids, which you can get from eating fish and eggs. I normally use omega-3 fish oil. This will help you increase the amount of muscle you can put on and decrease the fat you put on. They're low-key kind of pricey and you can get them from fish and eggs, but supplementing with them is convenient, and just like the rest of the supplements, I will leave links in the description so you can get all the ones I personally use. Recovery is probably just as important as nutrition. It's honestly incredible how bad people sleep. When I was in college, my brother and I were the only ones who prioritized sleep, which is why we were able to study for less amount of time than all these nerds who were studying 9 or 10 hours a day. My brother and I were studying like an hour or two, and we got the same or slightly worse grades than them, with like a tenth of the effort. And that all came from working out and sleeping and eating well. You want to be sleeping 7 to 9 hours each night. People who sleep less than 7 hours compared to people who sleep more have the testosterone increase similar to a steroid. So if you sleep how much you're supposed to compared if you didn't, the version of you that slept more is like you injecting steroids. Key tips to sleeping better at night is sleep in a dark room, in a cold room, about 63 to 67 degrees, and get a nice mattress. You spend half your life on a mattress. Why are you sleeping on like a $200 mattress? Don't be a dork and invest in a good mattress. And lastly, mental health. I'm a key believer in the law of attraction, which means if you feel good and you think well and you're not stressed, your life will be better, you'll build more muscle, you'll succeed more, all that kind of stuff. But there's also endocrinology that supports this as well. When you're more stressed, cortisol increases, which is the anti-muscle hormone. You'll see these stupid bodybuilders who say estrogen is the opposite of testosterone. It's not, it's cortisol. So when you're stressed and sad or angry, your cortisol is gonna go up, which will literally put your body in a less than optimal, actually a very bad position to be building muscle. The best thing you can do for your mental health is lifting weights and exercising and sleeping. So essentially everything I said to do before this is great for making sure your mental health is on point and you're actually a very happy person. A lot of people also advocate for meditating, which I don't personally do. I prefer visualization, but either or is fine. Just make sure you're lifting weights and actually being conscious of trying to think and feel good every day. And lastly, trust the process. You should be trusting the process in everything in your life. You wanna be attracting good things, you wanna be thinking good things, so not only is your performance good, but also the universe gives you good things. If I went into my muscle building journey saying this is not gonna work, not only would my gym performance sucked, but also it would have been less likely I would have stayed consistent. Trust the process. Trust that everything you're doing in the gym will lead to a better life. This will allow you to have better performance in the gym and also allow you to stay more consistent, which is all that really takes to be an aesthetic athlete, along with all the other information I gave you. And the best place to get even more information like this is working with me in my Ultimate Athletic Bodybuilding Academy. I'll leave a link in the description. And why not check out this workout and this workout I did so you see what a good aesthetic athlete workout looks like.